Hi and welcome back. So today in this video we are going to see how we can create our own HTML element directly from JavaScript. Yes, you heard me correct. We will not be using the HTML file to create that element, but we are going to create that element using our pure JavaScript file. Here you can see I have created two files. One is the HTML file and the other is the JavaScript file. And my body is completely blank. So if I do a console.log of the document, if I try to check my window.document, if I try to check this thing, I do a reload and let's go to our site. Let me just be very precise about it. Okay, so when I visit my document section, you can see over here, my body is completely blank. Nothing is there. Now, let's say I want to create the H1. And first of all, let's see, can we grab the body? So I do body is equal to document dot query selector, and I can use a query selector because there is only one body inside this tag. And let us just try to do the console log body so that we can see, yeah, we are having a body element. So you can see over here we have the body element like this. Let's just remove the window document. So yeah, we have this body tag. That's perfectly fine. And now, in order to create a element, what we can do, let's say we want to create an H1 element. So we do document dot create element. We call this function, okay? And whatever element we want to create, we pass it the tag name for that thing. Okay, so the tag name needs to be passed inside this in order to create that thing. If I pass the h1 tag and now I do the console log towards the h1, let's see what we get. If I do a reload, you can see a h1 tag is now available to me. Now if I want to provide some data to it, let's say how to use create element API. And now I want to just check how my h1 looks. Let's save this. Let's do a reload. You can see my h1 tag is ready. But now the major challenge is I want to place this h1 element program with the help of program that means dynamically inside my body tag. How that can happen? So in order to do that thing, we need to do body dot append child, and now I'm going to append a child because body acts as a parent. Okay, so the wrapper element to this thing is the body, and inside the body we have this h1 element. And when I hit save and do a reload, you can see now I have created this thing. And now if I do a console log for the document, I want to check the document for this file. Let's do a reload. Now you can see inside the body I have the h1 element. Is this thing understood by you guys? I think I have explained you in the most easiest way possible. So this was the first instance how we can create the element. Let's say I want to now create my custom element which will generate me the input. So what all things can we do? Let's see. I write function, okay, create input, okay, and in this now I want to create the input which is like, let's say window dot document dot create element, and I want to now create the input. Let's say input, and to this input I want to set some attributes to it, and the attributes will be type, and the type will be provided to us by, let's say here I need some setting, or I can expect the input type from here. I say input type, and whatever input type will be available, we will set it over here. Okay, so these things are done. We can set attribute, class. If you have some classes, you could easily apply, but for now, I'm not taking care of these stylings, so I will just the input ID so that some ID is available to us. Definitely, we will place it over here. Now, I think most of the things are fine, and also we can do input dot set attribute, and I wanna again set the name for this field. So if I do, so we can input name, and last but not least, we can set the attribute for placeholder. So input placeholder will also be provided to us from here. And also we can expect the input name. Let's save this, and now you have this brand new input which a function will give us prepared. Now we can simply return our input from over here. That's absolutely fine. And now let me just try to do like this, and that's absolutely fine. Let's place this console at the end of this page so that we can have the complete reference of our document. Let's also remove this h1 tag. Let's again reload. Everything is fine. And now I wanna create a input element. Okay, I wanna create an input element, and okay, body is available to us. And now where I create this, I can also do body dot append child. Okay, I can call something like this. And now I can create my input where I want to say that my input is of type text. My input ID is, let's say, username. My input name is also username. Okay, and also we could simplify this a bit further. Just remove this, and this input ID can also be set it a name. That's absolutely fine. And the placeholder will be enter your user name. And this thing seems to be fine. And when I see, let me just try to increase the size. You can see input field is available over here, which my brand new function have created for me. If I focus on this, everything is fine. And if I try to inspect on this element, just try to inspect, you can see type is text, the ID is username, the name is also username, the placeholder is already applied. This, and no matters what, you can apply as much as you want. Another thing we can do is, let's say it's password, and I write over here as pass. Also, the password thing, the same thing goes over here, and the same thing goes over here. Let's hit save. Let's do a reload, and you can see now two things are available. The first one is the username, and the second one is a type text. So you can see how I'm able to create the element using our own custom things. Okay, and another thing for structuring, let's say we want to create some nested, these are just siblings next to each other. If we want to create some siblings, so how we can do that? Let's see also in action. So let's say I'm having a div, so I want to create some div. Let's say const div is equal to document dot create element div. A div is created. Now I wanna set the attribute, and I wanna assign it a ID, and I say the ID will be of type root. Now I want to do a const, let's say I want to place one h1 element. So I can do create element h1. Now h1, this div should contain the h1. I can do append child, and this append child will have the h1 inside that. Now I can name it as div underscore h1 is equal to. Now this div needs to be appended to the body. So I do append child. Okay. And now I can append this thing. Let's do a complete reload. And if you now see the document flow over here, you can just try to show you inside the body. Let me just see one thing. Okay. And also I should say h1 dot inner text is equal to, let's say the text is hello world. Let's try to save this thing, do a reload. And now when I check the element over here, okay, absolutely fine. The div is available over here. I'll set it the ID attribute to root. Let me just try to do a console log on this. Console.log my div. Let's save. Let's do a reload. Div is also available. And now I am trying to get and now the div should go like this. Let's do a reload. And now everything is available. You can see inside the body, I have the div, and inside the div, I can see the H1 tag. So this is how things can pretty much work while you are using the create element perspective. But definitely there are more to do in all the perspectives. Here you can also first you have created, but definitely while you are creating the elements, you should be very correct with the procedure what you are writing, because in JavaScript everything goes from line 1, and the compilation, the reading goes from line 1. That's why you can't assign the body after the div or the h1 after the div. In whatever procedure you want to write the component, you can write in those conditions only. Suppose you have written the inner text. Now you can do, let's say, set style. You can do the style, and inside the style, let's say I wanna set the background. Okay, and I wanna set it to red. If I hit save, I do reload. You can see what thing I was trying to tell you. If I do the style dot color, and I can now set this to a white 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Let's save this and do a reload, and you can see the entire thing is set it up. But let me be very clear about this. When you go to the document object modeling, you can see the style attributes add the style directly as a style attribute to it. There is no CSS added. So it will be an inline style element to this, where your styles will be absolutely provided to the inline motion. The ID is root. And also, once you have done all those effects, you can also do something like this. Let's say I wanna grab my root div. Okay, I wanna grab my root div is equal to document not create element this time, but I'm going to do get element by ID root. So I'm grabbing the root element, and now I can do root div dot add event listener, and I want to add the event listener hover. And as soon as I hover on this element, okay, I hover on this element, what I want to do, I want to just change this properties. I want to change these properties. Okay, I want to change these properties. Let's do something like this. I say it as blue, and I say it as yellow. Let's hit save. Let's do a reload. And as soon as I hover on this, let me just check. Do we get the element? What we get inside this? Let's do a console.log over the root div element. Let's reload this. We get the element over here, and I think over is not available. Let's see if the click event is working. Let's do this. I click on this, and the elements changes. So definitely, without writing a single line inside this element is taking hold over this HTML file. That's absolutely fine. And also, if you don't want to target the body element, you can also do something like I can write over here a div with a class or ID of container wrapper. I say something like this, container wrapper. And now inside this, I know everything should go inside this. So this can be get element by ID. Inside the container wrapper, I want everything to be available. And if I now see the folder structure, you can see in the div container, I have the div ID root, and inside that, all the things are happening the way they should be. This is how create element can be utilized. There are also absolutely more ways to write code for create element, but this is the function how you can create the element, whatever tag you want to do, you can do it just like the way. I hope this video was very useful to you, and definitely stay tuned with us, and we are going to see you in the next lecture. Thank you.